Hello and welcome to another episode of Luxe Life Discovered. I'm Rick Steiner with Steiner Event Group, and my co-host is Shannon Richmond with the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Shannon.
Thank you for having me.
Good. And our guest today is Cierra White, and we're going to talk about two different businesses she's involved with. The first is Sip Society Mobile Bar, and then we'll get into the other one in a moment. So welcome, Cierra.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Well, glad you're here. Tell everybody what Sip Society actually is.
So, Sip Society is a mobile bartending service. In 2022, we bought a horse trailer, 2021, and remodeled it. It was old and ugly and vintage, and we completely redid it and turned it into a fully serviced mobile bar. So we serve any type of events, weddings, parties as our specialty.
Yeah. And I ran into you guys because you were at an event that I did for TOC, their grand opening in Panama City, and you guys came, and very impressed with you and your parents, and then just the quality of work that you guys do. And
we put a lot of effort into it.
yeah. And then your dad refurbished that whole trailer,
we
which is
did
amazing.
all of it ourselves, other than the paint job. We had to have it professionally done because there was so much for us. But fiberglass, sanding, everything, down to the countertops, and every detail, every square inch of it, we did ourselves.
Well, it's not just like a painted trailer. I mean, y'all did some pretty cool
Completely
customizing
renovated it.
and made it your own with the refrigerating and the sinks.
We have a wine chiller, dual zone, so we could do whites and reds chilled at different temperatures, how it's supposed to be, and then a dual tap keg serving two different types of draft beer at the exact same time.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
So what gave you guys the idea for this?
Well, I was actually on social media and saw someone that had a horse trailer and turned it into a flower truck, where they had a small business selling flowers locally and turned it into that, where they would take it to events, you could rent it out and do that. And I saw the idea and I said, gotta have a few more ideas for this. So my parents loved the idea of a mobile bar, so we wanted to go into that version of doing alcohol, and that was our specialty. So that's what we chose to do.
The setup at TOC was beautiful.
Thank you.
It was.
And I hear you're going to be at the new Unwind event.
We are. Yes, we're so excited about being able to do that, serving wine, and we'll be serving our samples of frosé, which is a frozen wine cocktail. We have two different flavors that we completely made the recipes ourselves.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
I wanted you to be able to do that at my bridal show when you guys were there, but according to the venue, we couldn't do that. But so tell everybody what the frosé is, because I need some frosé.
We always say frosé all day. So it's just a wine cocktail that we curated ourselves. One is a rosé flavor. It's like a standard frosé flavor. And then the other one is more of a berry, much sweeter with a bruscata, and it's got secret ingredients, obviously. But it took us a few months to perfect it and make it to where it could freeze perfectly and keep the right consistency and still kind of...
I bet that was fun.
Yeah, were you part of the taste test committee?
That's the best part of my job so far, is being able to taste test, but it took months by the pool, and every time we would get a batch.
By the pool, yeah, I like that.
We just need a little bit more of this, and we would redo it and start over, and it was by like the 5th or 6th batch, I'm like, it's all good to me. It's all good. Yeah. But that is our specialty. That's what we're known for, is having a frosé machine, and we have an industrial size one serving we can serve 400 people with it easily.
Really?
Full
that for Unwind.
That's right. That's what we're doing. So we're going to have both the flavors there at Unwind.
Oh, that's good. Well, and not only do you have the bar service, now you don't provide the alcohol.
Right. We do everything except the alcohol.
Okay.
Just because of liquor licensing in the state of Florida, a mobile bartending service can't have a liquor license. So we provide literally everything except for the alcohol itself.
Okay. I just want to bring that up because a lot of people still don't understand the limitations of, everything sometimes.
Yeah, definitely it's hard, trying to explain that to people. Like, we wish we could, but at the same time, we do offer a pickup service too. So we prefer to pick it up, have it cooled, and when we get there, be ready to go.
Because when people arrive, they're ready.
Right.
They don't want to wait for it to chill.
They do not want to wait. So we're fortunate that we do get to pick up locally. So.
All right, and tell everybody, you also offer like a seating group with
we do.
You have different kinds.
We do it with 3 different staging options. So we have a retro pink, which is our most popular and my personal favorite. Super pink, super bright, disco balls. It's the trendy. It's what every bride is leaning towards now. And then we have one that's more of a neutral blue, which is what we did at the TOC
Right.
event. It's very subtle, casual, earthy tones with big pops of blue in it. That's for your coastal vibe and just more of a classier type of, I don't know, if you're doing like a small event, that's what people like to go for. It's the blue to keep it classy and elegant. And then our boho western is for the locals where we're from. It's more of a barn, farmhouse type vibe. So we have the custom cowhide rug and black tones, browns, and earthy. And we handpicked every single item that went into it. I mean, spent months picking what themes we wanted to do, and then going on shopping trips with my dad was super interesting. He would pick up something, he's like,
I bet your dad is like, oh, great, another idea.
Yeah, bless his heart. We would go into different places and take 3 or 4 shopping carts full, getting pampas grass. He was like, I had never even heard of this.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, then, it's gone over so well.
Yeah.
I mean, just not, like I said, not weddings, but corporate events.
Right.
And, you could do reunions. There's just the
holiday
option.
parties,
Yeah.
baby showers. We've had,
Birthday parties.
that's right. We've even had an inquiry for a funeral. It didn't go through,
Really?
which is good for them. But
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. Every
Isn't that
celebration of
funny?
life,
Yes.
people will do anything for a
A
party.
celebration.
That's right.
I had a gentleman contact me one time, and I just thought about this too. He wanted to plan the wake when he died because he had cancer. And
So
he
he
goes,
planned
I don't want my wife to worry about anything.
Aw.
And then I didn't hear from him.
Uh-oh.
So then you hate to call back and,
Touch
so-
base.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what we did too. We were like,
yeah.
just kinda
So
leave it
yeah,
alone.
but it was kind of weird. I'm thinking it's good that you can plan
Right.
that, but at the same time, it's kind of
That's a hard thing
yeah,
to plan.
yeah, it is. So,
How
but I
many
didn't
people
think
can you
that-
serve out of that mobile bar?
We haven't found our limit yet. So we think that because we have 3 different ice chests itself, so they're all for different purposes, and then the wine chiller and draft beer. But behind the trailer, we normally keep ice chests of like mixers and stuff. So we think if we did our closest open bar concept, the closest we would get is probably 400 or 500 people easily.
Isn't that
Wow,
amazing? Yeah.
that is.
In a small 2-horse trailer, we're
I
able
know,
to do
yeah,
that. So,
yeah. And if you're thinking a 2-horse trailer and like you see going down the road, get that out of your mind. It is super, super nice.
Yep,
It
well, it was
yeah.
not very pretty when we bought it. So it definitely took some time to get it where it is now.
Well, your dad is a smart man because I can't imagine the lady we had on before, she used to sing opera. So
Really?
we're learning so much today about what I'm not
Yeah.
talented at, but this is another area, because that's just amazing how he customized it and made it
Right.
so
And there's
functional.
little details that no one would ever notice. So like our awning, when we close up the trailer, it's completely flat. It's just a horse trailer. So he created the awning where when you close it, you have those latches, like what locks a bathroom stall. He did that to where when he completely opens it, he'll use the notches that come out, and he created a railing to link into it perfectly.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen anything like that before in my life.
So when he was redoing it, how did he get because every space is used for something.
Every
And then
square
even like you
inch.
said, when you're closing it down, it all folds. So I mean, there's a ton of thought that went into it.
Definitely did. And he took into consideration everything. Like we had, before we even put the countertops in, we would get in big cardboard boxes and stack it up so that we could role play like how stuff needed to be. So we would be out there before we had a countertop. I would stand in the bar, fill up a cup of water, and hand it to him. And I'm like, that's not comfortable. It needs to go an inch in this way. I mean, it was little details like that people just don't account for. You would never think that would matter, but it really, really, really does matter. So we would go in there, and then I would say, okay, switch with me in case somebody's a different height. So then he would hand me the cup of water, and I'm like, okay, I think this is the right height. So it was just every little detail.
Right. And that makes everything go smoother
That's
once you're
right.
at an event because you're not running into like, I wish we would have done this, should have done that, and
we
stuff.
did not leave anything to the imagination, not a single thing.
Yeah.
We accounted for everything, and so far it's been spot on. There's not a single thing that we've missed.
Well, that's good. And then you've got the champagne wall if they
That's
want
right.
that. Yeah. So
That is one of the heaviest things I've ever had to lift up. So getting it out, I'm like, I hate this fall. And then we'll put it on, I'm like, oh, it's so pretty.
right.
It's so worth it.
But it has to
worth
be heavy or else you don't want it
It'll
to blow
fall.
down.
That's
Sure.
exactly right.
Yeah.
We want it to be stable. So And when I told Dad I wanted it to be 8 feet tall, he was like, "Are you kidding me?" And I was like, "Just at the highest point." But then I saw it, I thought, "That is huge." But it was worth it. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
We
That
took into account
champagne
everything.
wall was so much fun at TOC.
Yes, and
Yeah.
people use it as a backdrop too. That's what a lot of people like to do, is to take their pictures in front of it.
Right.
So
Right.
it's useful.
Is there anything you would have done differently?
Not a single thing.
See, that's
we have
good,
not
yeah.
found a single thing that we would have done differently. Nothing.
That's awesome.
It's all so perfectly set to how it should be, where it's functional and beautiful at the same time. So it's very efficient.
It's definitely a beautiful setup.
Thank
and,
you.
know, like I said, at TOC, grand opening, we loved everything that you did.
Absolutely.
And then you guys were at my bridal show, and
Right.
you had the pink outside set up, and then you had the other two
The
inside
other
so people
staging
could look.
inside.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's another thing too, is we wanted the aesthetics to fit everyone's vibe. You know, I may not like one, but I love the other and would use it. So
Right.
we wanted to not be just a plain bar. We've done that before. You know, people say like, "Oh, I don't want the full setup. I just want the bar." And I can't let myself not decorate it at all. So
Yeah.
we'll add a little bit here and there just to keep it casual, and that is an option too. But I wanted to be able to offer something that no one else did. So
Do you see yourself expanding into anything else?
it's possible. I've got a few other ideas.
I figured
so,
you did.
Yeah,
And you're going to keep those to yourself,
Right.
right?
Well, talk to me in 5 years.
Right.
You'll see for yourself.
All right, I'm going to make a note here. We'll have you back on in 5 years.
Yep,
to-
I've got plenty more ideas. And
That's
that's
good.
another thing too, is my parents, they kind of asked me, you know, what should we do? I said, well, I got a list of options. Now, if you just want to look on it, you tell me which one you want to go with. And that's the one they chose. And I think it could not have been a better fit for them.
That's
It was
great.
perfect.
Well, and it's neat that you guys can do this together.
Right.
As a
been-
family,
yeah,
that's so
yeah.
nice.
It's been so fun so far. They're easy to work with, and we all build off of each other. And I told them, I was like, there's no one else out there that has the resources we do, like the background that we have and the capability that my dad has. And so it's just, we're a perfect team.
Right.
It's worked perfect.
And then your sister works with you
She
some?
does.
Or
She is the mixologist. She's the one that she knows every drink. She knows what
Oh,
she's
really?
doing when
Okay.
it comes to that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's a great bartender. And she definitely helped us, too, when it came to deciding where stuff should be and how it should function and how it should flow. So,
Okay, so
But
she
she's-
played a big part then.
oh,
We
yeah.
just don't.
Huge.
Yeah.
But she's definitely our key bartender. She knows what she's doing. So I
Well,
let
good.
her have that.
So
I-
was she the mixologist for the frosé?
Oh, yeah. She had a lot
Okay.
to do with it.
All right.
And we do margaritas, too. So, and now she's wanting to expand our menu into pina coladas. And
Yeah.
people think, like, oh, you just buy a mix and throw it in there. It's not that simple. There's a lot that goes into
Right. Yeah.
making it perfect and making it what we need. So she's
Well,
in
good.
charge of all of that.
And then as Shannon mentioned, you'll be at Unwind, which will be March
April
the
1st.
31st, April 1st. Yeah, that's right, because all y'all are there on the 1st. Yeah, so that's
That's going to be awesome. I'll be there.
Well, good. You'll
I'm
have to
gonna
stop
try
by and see
rosé.
us. Yeah. You have to come
it's
see
like
us.
I want mine.
Rosé.
Yeah, you'll be the first spot Shannon goes to. It's like I
I'll be
need
like,
this to get.
hey.
I'll have
Hey.
two waiting for you on the counter with your name on it.
And that'll take care of her.
That's
Truly,
right.
trust me.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So, well, that's interesting because, there are other bar services around,
Right.
but I think the personal touch that you guys bring and just the level of professionalism, one of my favorites. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
I appreciate that. It's been fun and we love it. We can't see where it takes us. So
Well, good. So, give everyone the address for SIPS or the email or the website for SIPS Society.
ssmobilebar.com.
Yeah,
That's where you can find us. Our handle is at SIP Society Mobile Bar on all social media, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So you can find our pages there.
Well, good. And then now we're going to transition to your clothing.
Right, Indi Wild. That's my
Indi-
clothing boutique.
Yeah.
So it's online
Indi
business.
Wild. How'd you come up with that name?
My dog's name is Indy.
Aww.
I have 3 golden retrievers now. I named my LLC after my firstborn, my male, and then my
That's
female's
right.
name is Indy, so I named it after her. It fits her, and I don't have kids. That's my version of having kids. So
Well,
I named it
sure,
after
yeah.
her.
Yeah.
So
Well, good deal. So tell us about is there an area of clothing you like specialize in with your boutique or?
it's mostly young women's contemporary, trendy, affordable clothing. I try to be as reasonable as possible while still staying on trend and keeping quality like my top priority. I meet these brands, I see them, and usually when I find something that fits my vibe, I'll buy it. And everyone always says, like, oh, you shop for yourself. Well, yeah, because I
Yeah.
like to shop. So I try to stick with keeping it super affordable and super trendy.
So what made you go into this?
Well, I've had a lot of people ask me,
think I'm
and to be
good.
honest, I don't really know where it began. I've always loved to sell, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in the market of selling, and I love clothes and I love fashion, but not in the sense of I want to design it. You know, like that's not
Right.
really my vibe.
But you know what you like.
Right, that's right. And I like making people feel good, and I know you feel good when you look good. So that was really my inspiration, was wanting to sell something that I was passionate about. I love to shop. So
How long have you been doing that?
May will be 3 years since I've had it
Really?
open. Yep.
Oh.
So
And how do you reach your audience?
social media and word of mouth. And I've started to do pop-up events too. So at small businesses or festivals and stuff like that. So
How fun. Are you bringing any of that to Unwind?
I thought about it, but I think I'm just
Have a
going to
little
stick to the
arm
bar.
right
Right.
there.
I know. I was going to, but my parents were like, we need you for that day. So I said, I'll do the bar. I'll
All right.
stick to the bar that day. And
Next year.
that's right.
I'll come help with the bar.
That's
I
right.
can't, I can, hand stuff out. I can't mix anything, but you can do your clothing. I'll help them.
No, I appreciate
So,
that.
yeah.
We
No.
may tag team. I may have both of my things
Yeah.
there. So
Well, so you also go to some sorority houses. You just started doing that.
I did
Yeah.
just start doing. I did a philanthropy event last fall. I can't remember what the philanthropy for. I think it was the Ronald McDonald House
Mm-hmm.
in Tallahassee. I did that last fall, and then I recently did another one for women's heart health at a sorority in Tallahassee at FSU.
Okay. Yeah. So with the online business, what do you think the advantages of the online business are over like a
Like
brick
a
and mortar?
storefront. Well, I don't have the overhead. So I have the
Sure.
inventory, but not the overhead, and I'm able to reach a wider audience. So if I was in just one location, it would really only attract the people there. But
Yeah.
I've sold all over the planet, so it's been nice to have it reach a huge audience of people, and there's potential to grow on social media too, like there is in
Right.
a brick and
And
mortar.
how long have you been doing this?
3
Did y'all-
years.
3 years. Okay.
So when you
Yeah.
have the clothing, do you ship directly to them?
I do. So I have all of it on hand. Oh, I know.
Oh
it's-
my.
I have
That's
a lot.
job.
It is. So I'm in charge of all the shipping and everything. So
Wow.
I would prefer that just in case something's wrong.
You like to look at
I
every
want to see
piece?
it. I want to see the quality. I want to make sure they're getting the right product, the right color, the right size. So
What is your go-to piece?
dresses is
Yeah.
like my number one. It's so easy. It fits so many different body styles and different age groups. So with a top, like crop tops are trendy sometimes, and then linen shirts will be trendy other times. So
Yeah.
I'd like to stick with a dress because it will always be there. It will always be a classic. So that's like
Nice.
my personal go-to. Now I do sell everything, but
Right.
that's definitely
your
what I.
go-to.
Oh yeah, I love dresses. So
So what's your like most popular item? Like, because you deal with so many different areas,
Right.
location, geography. Is there like a particular style or item
it all
that?
depends on what goes viral. So if something goes viral, I'll have to restock it 5, 6, 7, 8 times. But the most popular thing that I've ever sold are swimsuits. That's where
Really?
I mean, huge. I sell out usually. Last summer, every time I would launch a swimsuit, I would typically sell out in 5 minutes, if even. So
Wow. And how
Very
many
fast.
swimsuits would that be?
it's sometimes 18 per style or 12 per style, sometimes 24. So it just really all depends
Wow.
on how popular I think it
And
would
how
be.
do you make it go viral? I mean, like
Luck. It is pure
Oh.
luck. But it is a problem too having swimsuits because I will get banned on social media too. They don't really love for people to post in bikinis. So I have that issue too. I've had my account taken down a few times, but
Is that not well? It to me that's crazy because
is.
I get some people that will like some of
Oh,
my
yeah.
pictures and it's
mhm.
the worst stuff ever, and then I report it and they're like, "Well, that doesn't go against our values."
No, but my
I'm
stuff
like,
will.
yeah, it
Evidently.
makes no sense.
I know.
Yeah,
I've always said that too. I don't understand it. So, but
Crazy.
that's my most popular thing I've ever sold are swimsuits, and anything else that will go viral. It just depends on how viral it goes.
yeah.
And typically it's stuff that I can't get back in stock, so then I get hate mail.
So then, how restocking is that an issue sometimes?
Sometimes it all
Okay.
depends. It depends on how far along into the season we are. So if it's midsummer, chances are I'm not getting the item back because they're already pushing
Wow.
fall and
Yeah,
winter and stuff. So most of the time I'm fortunate enough to be able to get stuff back, but if it goes viral, it's never soon enough.
That's got to be
Sure.
a ton that you have for all different sizes,
It is.
shapes.
It is. And
You have a lot.
I have a lot. I have a whole room. It's perfectly organized. It is not. It's a nightmare for anybody that walks in there. But
You
I
know
know
where
where
it
it
is.
is. That's
right,
right.
yeah.
So I know where it is, where it's supposed to be, and how to get to
Yeah.
it.
So do you ship something every day to somebody?
Mhm. Yep.
Wow.
During a slow season, obviously, like I'll say the month of January is a little bit slower, but like last summer and the summer before last, I would get in anywhere from 40 to 60 orders a week minimum, all
That's-
over the
yeah.
planet. So
That's
I've
awesome.
shipped to every state, all 50 states. I was waiting on Hawaii. That was my last one, and I finally
And
got
you-
in. And I think 8 or 9 countries. I think I finally.
Really?
Mhm. Almost every continent. Well, except for Antarctica. Obviously, I can't get that one. But
That's pretty interesting because it's amazing how. And then how'd you get the idea to do the online?
I knew that I didn't want to set my roots in one place because I knew the potential of social media. And that was before COVID or during COVID when people were just on their phones all the time. They couldn't leave their house. They couldn't go anywhere. So I launched right when COVID first, became a topic. And I was thinking, oh, it'll blow over. Like, it won't be any big deal. Obviously, I was poorly mistaken with that. But I was really fortunate that it happened when it did. Obviously, it's not a good
Right,
thing.
what you're saying, but
But
yeah.
it was a good timing for me of when I opened. And I just knew that I wanted to do online and be able to control where I go and how I go. And I didn't even
That's
start
good,
doing
yeah.
pop-ups until probably a year into opening. Did I start branching out?
Well, it may be better. I think you had your base built before you
Right.
did the pop-up. So
That's
I
right.
think that's huge
Yeah.
because
That way I could direct people to my website.
Yeah.
They meet me, they love what I have, and I tell them this isn't even half of everything.
right,
So I
you're
send
not
them
just
to
at
my
a
website.
pop-up and there's no substance to back
Right,
it up. So
right.
that's good. Yeah.
So
So you were mentioning doing all the shipping yourself and making sure that you sound like me. You're not a control freak. You're just very
I want-
detailed,
right.
analytical.
I
and
want it done right, so I'm going
yes.
to do it myself.
Right.
So there's
Which
nothing
can-
wrong with getting a company to ship it. I can't take that chance.
Yeah.
I've received wrong products before, so
Right.
I don't want someone else to. If it was in their control, then all of my customers who ordered it would have received the wrong item.
True.
So I
Well,
like
it's
being
one of
able
those,
to have
like you said, it's done,
Right.
it's done correctly, and you don't have to worry about
Yep.
it. So,
no room for error if I
Yeah.
do it. So
and then what age group typically buys from you?
usually online, I'd say probably 15, 16 to mid 30s. Those are really
So,
wide
Shannon, you can still do
range.
it.
And in person, it's
It's-
random. I mean, so random. I had a woman not that long ago at a festival.
Shannon's going to kill me for that. I'm just aggravating her. So-
No, she's doing good. She's
I
not
know.
that mad. Just kidding.
Not yet.
But yeah, this is,
I'm going to go buy something and wear it to the next
Hey,
podcast.
there you
Right,
go.
that's
Yeah,
right. It'll be an ad. You
Right.
put hashtag ad in
There
it.
you go.
I'll sponsor it for
There
her.
you go.
But I've had a woman not that long ago. She recently bought, a huge order at a pop-up. And I was like, is this stuff for you? Like, I'm just curious. She said, oh, yeah, I'm going on a trip. So what's the occasion? She said, I'm turning 81. I said, okay.
Really?
Aw.
Yep. She bought so much stuff from me. Just random. And I was like, do it to it. Happy birthday. So,
Well, and it's all the confidence you have in
that's
wearing
right.
it. So
That's
yeah.
right. And
Yeah.
I always tell people, like, I don't have a technical age group because when I think when I'm 60, 70, I'm probably not going to change my aesthetic that much. I know myself
Well,
enough to know how
yeah.
I would dress. So,
Well, it's as you get older, and you'll find this out too. Like we were talking about, I went to buy some clothes, and I think they make things much slimmer now than they used to.
I think
That's what I like to.
changing.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to tell myself. That
Yeah.
that's not the case. But also, it's like for guys especially, it's like you get to a certain age, and you're not. It's kind of like you're too old to be young, too young to be old, because
Right.
you don't want to dress like a 20-year-old, and nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, I don't want to dress like an
you're in
80-year-old.
a gray
Yeah.
area.
So it's kind of a
No
tough
pun
thing.
intended.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I'm not too far. I'm closer to the 80 than I
We're
am the
talking
20.
about the gray area.
The gray. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There you go. See,
That was a good one. I
yeah.
didn't catch it.
Oh, okay.
But well, no, I just think it's interesting because I always admire people that have the gumption to take on like
Yeah.
the SIP Society or to come up with your clothing line and to do it. And so, how did you get like so motivated at such an early age to be an entrepreneur and to pull this together?
I think it started in high school. I had little jobs and I tried everything. Like I shouldn't say everything. I tried a lot of different jobs and they were just never me. Like they didn't align with what I wanted to do. It wasn't as efficient as what I would have done. So I definitely tried to have 9-to-5 jobs. I tried different things. I thought I just got to work for myself. I know that. I need to be my own boss. And so I entertained quite a few different ideas and tried to decide which route I wanted to take. And this is one I stuck with. And it's paid off for me.
Well, I
So
was going to say, I think
it
you
has.
chose a great one for sure. So where do you see the business being like a year from now, or what would you like to see?
I would like to see it grow more on social media. I kind of hit a rough spot with apps trying to change, and earlier last year they started shifting the status. So I think I'd like to be more active on social media and bigger, and not have a storefront, but be in more locations. You know, do pop-ups in different areas. You know, for Panama City, for example, or here, and I mean, I've done quite a few in Tallahassee and Chipley and other small towns. So
Okay.
I think ideally I would like to just grow my business into different areas. I have one in Jacksonville scheduled, Auburn, places like that I want to branch out to.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. So if somebody wanted to reach out to you and said, hey, we need you to do a pop-up here, so how do they contact you for the...
Social media, email. I
Okay.
tell everybody to text, call me. It doesn't matter. I'll find it either way. So
All right.
social
So
media is probably the fastest way.
just send you a DM on there?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
usually what happens. So I get invited to events and I'll go to it and hopefully do
fun.
well. It is.
Yeah.
It is so fun. I love what I do, and I'm fortunate that I get to say that. And it's
Sure.
never worked for me because I love it.
Yeah.
I'll be going on your site and finding something.
For the next podcast.
Right. Well, I'm going to hold you to that then.
Okay.
I'm going to come dressed like an 80-year-old then. Yeah. So,
Or 20-year-old.
or,
Or
no,
20-year-old,
I can't do that.
One
to
way or
them.
the other.
Right.
His wife won't do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, oh gosh, it's crazy when you think about that part of it. But I like what you said though. The older you get, the more you still want your style. You
Right.
know?
That's
And
right.
I think that's what we see so many times, and a fault we have as we get older. We kind of transition into what's expected,
Right.
rather than keeping our own
I'm opposite.
identity and everything.
Yeah.
Out
I
there.
try
So,
to stick to who I am. So
Yeah.
that's what I like, and I sell stuff that reflects me and my business personally. So now there are things that sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't love this, but someone else does, and that's all that matters. is
Right,
I reach
right.
those people.
That's good. That's good. Well, good deal. Well, thank you for being with us
Thank you
today.
for
We
having
appreciate
me.
that.
I appreciate
So-
it so much. It's been fun.
It has
So,
been fun.
Shannon, anything you want to add before
No,
we?
I'm just so excited to go shop.
You're like, just get
Hey,
up
that
here.
81-year-old lady shopped.
I know.
All kinds of stuff.
Well, you know,
never
there's
know.
a lady I'd have to pull up now that I follow. She's 84, 85, and one of the most sought after models.
Really?
Yes, and I'll show you when we go off the air. But she does all kind of just high-end shoots, and she's
That's
just
awesome.
You
yeah.
need to reach out to her and show her your line.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
Let her
true.
Hit me up.
So she's got several. We'll look at it in just a minute then. All right.
Awesome.
Well, good deal. Well, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Luxe Life Discovered, and we will see you next time. Are we done? Because I don't know
Was
what I'm
that a
saying after
question?
that. I don't know.
Next time?
I know it's like I don't know what to say after that. What? True, I didn't say that first one either. Let me do it now. Okay.
Oh.
Give me just do it at the beginning. All right. Be sure to look for us on YouTube, on all major podcast platforms, and also on 38 television. And be sure to subscribe to our channels too.
Check out Luxe Life Discovered on Facebook and Instagram and on 30a.tv. See you next time on Luxe Life Discovered.